Good morning, you guys. Welcome to another day in my life as a first grade teacher. We are running late again. Pretty sure I was running late in the last one, so let's go ahead and get in my classroom and get it set up before the kiddos come. Today is Wednesday. Yesterday was our first day back. We didn't have school on Monday because of Martin Luther King, which was nice. So yesterday we did a bunch of like Martin Luther King activities. We watched Kid President because they love Kid President, and I show that video every year. I feel like it does like such a good job with little kids explaining it, so we love that. Today is a pretty just like normal day. We'll start off with Bible and then go to spelling today because our spelling words are really hard this week, so I want to try and get as much spelling in as possible. So we'll do Bible, spelling, phonics, and language. I do want to do some grammar practice today with just like writing sentences because I try to do that also as much as possible, just because I really want them to be able like to do that when they go to second grade. Okay, I think it's turning on now. Yes, perfect. So kind of a slow morning. I do want to eat my breakfast, which is a Nutri-Grain bar. So I'm gonna eat this. It's 7:36 and my kids come in at 7:45. So they have a morning worksheet today that they have to do before they can do morning tubs, and I get all my morning work from Education to the Core Premium. I love it. It has an ELA section and a math section, so it's great. And it has like it by quarters, but I just like go through each quarter and try and find some that will like be matching whatever like we're doing in class. So that's super helpful and I love it. So they're doing that this morning, and then they'll do morning tubs. While they're doing that, I'll probably grade their math worksheet from yesterday, and then they do have a math chapter review that they'll do today because our test is tomorrow, and we're also gonna do a phonics test today. So just one test, I think. Typically we would have our practice spelling test today. I need to decide if I want to do that or not, because typically we have like Monday and Tuesday we practice our spelling. Wednesday we have a practice test, and if they get a 100 on the practice test, they don't have to take the real test on Friday, which is like a huge motivator for them to be studying as much as possible at home. But since we didn't have school Monday, now I don't know. I might as well just go ahead and give it to them and just see. Yeah, but we'll just do it after we like do spelling practice. Yesterday we did Play-Doh. Today we're gonna do our workbook page and then study with a partner because they love that. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll just probably do our test later. So 2 tests today, but other than that, pretty easygoing day. And my morning slides are up. I'm gonna wet my hair really quick because it's driving me crazy. Here's a little OOTD. This is their morning work, so I love this because we're actually doing ing off of silent E words, so that's perfect. And I had forgot, I typically will do an example problem and put it on the board so that they don't have to ask me questions in the morning, but we have done this several times, so they're pretty familiar with it. Here they come. How old are you guys? We are back during my planning, so I'm just gonna set you guys up here and then I can tell you all about what we did this morning. So like I said, we started off doing our morning work, and then they did morning tubs whenever they were done. Then we went straight into Bible. So we have been learning about the disciples. I teach at a Christian school, so today we just did like this workbook page about following Jesus, and typically I'll read to them sitting in my rocking chair. They did their workbook page by themselves, and then I checked it because as we're like getting more into the year, I'm like giving them a little bit more independence. So we did that, and then we did our spelling workbook page, and then they did a little like teacher for spelling. So they had a partner that I just got off of Class Dojo, and then they taught and checked each other's work with whiteboards, and so they loved that, and that went really well. And I can tell it paid off because after only doing spelling words for 2 days, a bunch of people got 100 on their practice spelling test, so they don't have to take it on Friday. And after that, we went into phonics, and today for phonics sounds, I called up like 5 kids who are being very quiet and ready for phonics to come up there, and they held the charts, and then we went over our sounds. Then I showed the sounds on YouTube so they could have it like played for them, and they did it with the video, which is super helpful, especially if you teach like Abeka, then the charts are on YouTube. And like if you ever have a question of like, am I saying this one right or not, then like just go to YouTube. We did that, and then they did the back of their language and phonics worksheet because we did the front yesterday. They corrected anything on the front that they had missed because I like to check it like the day we do it. So when I hand it back the next day, they can check the front and correct it or whatever. So we did that, and then we did our spelling test, like I said. Then we went into reading. So we've like started implementing Wonders. So we have our little package right here that I have my assistant make, and it's basically just whatever unit. So we're in unit 1, week 3. So we do most of this together because it's new, and a lot of the things like say listen to the sounds your teacher says, and anyways, I just know I'd have way like more questions if I didn't do it with them. So basically we do it together, but they do the work on their own. So I'll say like if I am supposed to say anything, and then I'll also go through the directions, and then I give them time to complete the page. Then we just go through, and it's also great because if we're not going to do a page, because we don't do every single page, I'll just have them like cross it off when we're all together. So that's good. And so now, then we went to lunch, specials, and so I had planning. I get 2 plannings because I have planning during their special time, and then on the days I have an assistant, I'm like super blessed. So my assistant takes them outside, so I get 2 planning periods from 11:50 or like 11:45 until 1:05. So it's like amazing, and it's just like a great break in the middle of the day. So I went ahead, I'm trying to like get ahead, and so I made their class list. I can't show y'all because it has their names on it, but I have their class list, and I'm gonna make a little thing. Actually, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna get it off Education the Course so I can show you all that. It's like a family project for Valentine's Day. I'll actually go ahead and pull it up. Has them do a family project together, and they have a family project for every month on here, which I think is just like such a neat idea. We've only done one for Thanksgiving. They had to like make a turkey, but the Valentine's Day one, okay, here it is. I'll show you guys. So here it is. I'm gonna download it. And it basically, I'll like zoom out a little bit so you can see it. Has them make a little Valentine's Day box. So already types that up for you, which is amazing. It tells them when to turn it in. So I'm gonna print off this sheet, this like whole little packet right here. And then I will attach our names to this. And that way when they're making their Valentines for the class, they'll have all of the kiddos' names. Because I like never thought that the parents like wouldn't know how to spell kids' names, and then I was like, why would they know how to spell the kids' names? Because they never have had to. So anyways, I have their little list. I'm cutting those out. I guess I'll kind of show you. I just made these on PowerPoint. It's like these little things. Looks like this. Class list for Valentine's. And then they'll have these. So they'll have those attached to this, and then I'll have like my Valentine's stuff done. I'm like really trying to get ahead and just like have everything done that I need to have done for the next couple of weeks, because I know like 100th day and Valentine's like being so close together, it's gonna be overwhelming. So I'm gonna finish cutting those out. I'm gonna print these and get that all like set up. I'm not gonna send these home probably until January 27th. So I got this cute little calendar for Christmas, and I'll show you. My husband made it for me, and it's just so sweet. But I love it because it's like right here. So I'm gonna finish cutting these out, and then I have these little tickets, like little fun reward tickets. I'm gonna go laminate and cut those out as well. So let's go ahead and start. All right, I finished cutting those out, so I'm gonna get these little coupons and then go laminate those while I also get the little Valentine's Day handout off of the copier, so I can just go all in one trip. So let's go. All right, I finished cutting those out, so I'm gonna get these little coupons and then go laminate those while I also get the little Valentine's Day handout off of the copier, so I can just go all in one trip. So let's go. I got the goods and I'm sad because you guys will see, accidentally put them too close together and they overlap. Only some of them, but honestly, they're just like classroom tickets, so that happens to me all the time. Okay, these are for like class rewards. So if you're looking for like free things, like you don't want to give them candy or like prize box and you want to give them something like unique, I have this pack on Teachers Pay Teachers, and I think it's in my teacher drive too. They're basically free classroom rewards. So basically, to list a few, it's like bring show and tell, homework pass, write and pen all day, help teach a lesson, no shoes for a lesson, 1 use of special markers. Yeah, so they love these, and I've never laminated them before. Like, I just typically print them out and cut them, and then they get to keep the coupon, but I can just tell I'm doing that all the time. So I'm gonna have them just like redeem it this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut all of these apart, and even though those are overlapping, I'm just gonna cut around it. It'll be fine. I cut out most of them and they look great. Here they are. I just keep these in a little jar up there, so anytime somebody can go get one, it's super convenient. I need to finish cutting those out, but I figured while I'm cutting them out, I could at least tell you guys about our weekly motivator this week. So I have these snowflakes right here. They're just like foam stickers, I guess, that I got from like Hobby Lobby, I think, last year. And whenever I see, this is like an individual weekly motivator, so anytime I see a student going like above and beyond, they're setting a great example, and I walk and I put a snowflake on their name tag, and if you get 5 snowflakes, it's for all week. So as soon as you get 5 snowflakes, you get a class coupon. So they'll just walk over here to the jar, pick one out, and that's what their reward is. They, I'm telling you, love it so much. So I'm excited. I'm also just gonna have to cut some of these and throw away some, but no biggie. Oh gosh, of course I drop it. But they're really excited about that, and it can be as many times as they get 5. So they might end up getting 2 coupons. If they end up getting 10 all week, it just depends. I think only a couple of mine hit 5 today, so they'll get one of these. But yeah, the rest of the afternoon is pretty easy. We'll do quiet time as soon as they come in, and then after quiet time, we will do, what's today? Today is Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. So we'll do social studies today. Okay. They'll come in, they'll do quiet time. Today will just be reading time. So they'll just like read or put their head down, and then we'll finish our Wonders little packet, or not finish it, but we'll do the rest of like today's. And then they'll do their math chapter review. I really should have done that this morning, like thinking back on it, because then I would have had more time to grade it, because it needs to go home today. So afternoons fly by, because they'll come in at like 1:10ish, and then quiet time until 1:20. We'll do our reading packet until probably like 1:35, 1:40, and then we'll do social studies for 20 minutes, and then it'll be time for closing circle at 2. So I'll keep you guys updated, obviously, and after the day is over, when I come back, we'll see if that's actually how the day went. I can't think of anything extra that I wanted to do. So that's probably how the day will go, but again, I always say that, so we'll see. All right, I cleaned off my desk for the most part. And now that I can think clearly again, I'm gonna go ahead and put down the students who got a 100 on the spelling test, so I don't lose those or forget. And then I'm gonna check the turn-in bin and go ahead and grade the backs of those worksheets, because I have like 10 minutes till they come in, but then during their quiet time, I'll do some grading too. So that'll be great. Also, I got the cutest little stamper. I've actually had it, but I haven't even I hadn't used it yet. It's this little stamp and it says, Mrs. Bell is so proud of you. Isn't that so cute? It's like, I got it custom made off of Amazon, but I love it. I love stamps. I have so many, so I think it's very cute. I remember I got this right before I got married and I was so excited. So, this is a big old thing of grading papers. Alrighty, it has been a lot longer than I thought it would be. I ended up just hanging out after school and talking to some of my friends. So it was a very chill afternoon, but sometimes that's how it is. And I feel like I was very productive during my planning. So it's not that big of a deal that I didn't get too much done this afternoon because I'm about to leave. But I am going to go over kind of what our afternoon looked like and then clean up, leave, all that. And I'll take you guys with me. So this afternoon, the kids came in for quiet time. We finished our packets. They had some reading time. And then we went ahead and did social studies. So I just take them through my social studies book. And something that's really fun and that I did last year that I'm doing this year and my kids love it is, well, two things actually. One is I'll start reading and I'll just stop randomly and they have to say the next word. That is super fun and the kids love it, and it helps you know that they're engaged and they're listening, because if they don't know where you're at, then they won't be able to say the next word. So that keeps them hyper focused on what we're reading so that they know what to say. I do that. And then for our vocab words, anytime they see one of our vocab words, they stand up. And so that's also super fun and it gets their body moving a little bit. So those are two reading tips if you want to make sure your kids are focused. I love those two. So we did social studies. I started reading, we did some of those, and then I called on people to read and they did popcorn reading, so they got to call on each other. They love doing that. So that was super fun. So we did that, and then they corrected some of their worksheets that they needed to do. Then we had a little bit of free time, probably 20 minutes. So we did a quick virtual field trip to some national parks that we read about in social studies. I love looking those up on YouTube and just being able to show those because it goes with what we just read about, and then I'll ask them what's one new thing that you learned about Yellowstone National Park or whatever, and they love doing that. So that was really fun. And then I have these little book sets that I got last year and I really didn't use them a whole lot until this year, but it's the little spot books. I love these and my kids adore them. Let me actually go get the little spot that comes with these. Okay, so there's a little spot of feelings and then there's a little spot of emotion. So feelings and emotion. And it has this little guy and a little magnifying glass. And on each of these things, it has whatever emotion it is. And then you just stuff them in the back right here. So my kids love these. And so today we did empathy, which ended up being perfect because at this time of the year, I feel like there can just be a lot of conflict and drama, with the kiddos. So we talked a lot about empathy and how we can be empathetic and kind and understanding to our classmates. And I just love that so much because you can make it so relatable and the kids are so engaged. And also, I'm not sure, I didn't really do my research. This was actually gifted to me, but it does come with a teacher's little guide thing, and I will show you that really quick. I actually want to look through this because tomorrow we may do an empathy little thing, but this is the educator's guide and it has hands-on activities, lesson plans, STEM, and worksheets. And I haven't used this before, but let's see. It goes through all of it, which is super nice. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is great. So it says students will learn how someone might feel in a given situation. So then it says, explain to the students that everyone can help a sadness spot, even if it isn't your own. Talks about it, goes through a good discussion that you can have with your kids on it. And then it says some great listening games to talk about listening. And then it says closure, remind the class that they can use their active listening skills every day and how a big part of being empathetic is listening to other people. But then this is pretty cool. It's a heavy heart activity. And it says students will learn when to ask for help and how to identify when someone needs help. And you just have a sponge and a cup of water. Step 1, ask a student to hold the sponge. When this sponge is dry and light, it represents our hearts when we are happy. Step 2, have the student place the sponge in the cup. Can you feel how heavy the sponge is now? This heaviness represents a sad heart and the heaviness we feel along with sadness. People's words and actions towards one another can cause someone to be sad. Step 3, have the student help the sponge. Water drips. These drips represent tears that we cry when we are sad. Tears help move the sad emotion out of our hearts. Humans are the only species that cry tears when they are sad. They help us move our sadness and make way for happy emotions. And then you do the closure. So that'll be really fun. And we might actually do that tomorrow because that's super easy. And then it has a little scribble activity. So I think this is so great. And there are so many different things like classroom community. You can build a birdhouse. There's like worksheets. Like, I'm obsessed. Oh, there's like stickers. So I need to like look more into this. But that's how we finished our day and it was great. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this up and clean my desk off a little bit and then it'll be almost time to go. Now I'm going to pass out their morning work for tomorrow because I like to do morning work on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I'm gonna pass that out very quickly. All right, so now that I have finished passing out their morning work, before I leave, I'm gonna go ahead and erase my board and change my calendar so I don't have to worry about that tomorrow. And then I'll pack up and go change because I'm gonna go walk with my mom. All right, I'm sending you guys here for just a second so I can close out this vlog. I got changed and I forgot my tennis shoes. I only have my Nike Air Forces, so I'm gonna be walking in those, it looks like, but it's fine. Anyways, I'm excited to go walk. So I have all of my bags, because you know, teachers have like a million bags that we bring home. None of it's school related, but anyways. I hope you guys liked this vlog, a little day in my life in first grade. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and come back for the next one.